Hi guys, welcome to the Spark tutorials. This is the first Spark session, and in this tutorial we are going to cover what is Spark, what benefit it offers, why it is trending in big data technology stack, why it is considered fast technology for data analysis, and some other aspects of Spark. So let's get a deeper dive into Spark. What is Spark? Spark is basically used for computation intensive algorithm computation intensive algorithms over cluster. So you want to do, let's suppose you want to do some kind of data analysis which is computation intensive. So that is, you must already be aware that computation intensive analysis cannot be done on a single machine. You can't do data analysis on top of lot of data, which we say big data. You can't analyze big data on a single machine. You need a cluster. What I mean by cluster? Cluster is a network of machines. You need lot of machines to do your data analysis job on the cluster, on the network of machine. So Spark offers a similar functionality. You write your algorithm for computation, submit it to the cluster, and you will get the output of your data analysis. So this is Spark. Another thing you might also be aware of is the MapReduce program, which comes under big data technology stack. So MapReduce also offers a similar functionality that you can do your data analysis jobs, you can do machine learning algorithms, anything you want to do on top of big data. You can write your MapReduce program, you can submit it to the cluster, and you get the outcome. Then how Spark is different than MapReduce? Why people prefer Spark more than MapReduce programs? The main distinction between Spark and MapReduce is it is much faster than your MapReduce programs. And guys, you already know that everybody is hungry for time execution, for speed. Everybody wants that their algorithm should run as fast as possible. So time of execution is lesser for the same jobs submitted through Spark versus submitted through MapReduce. That's why Spark is preferred over MapReduce. How Spark is faster than MapReduce? The reason behind Spark being faster than MapReduce is Spark does the analysis in memory. So Spark is data analysis in memory. However, MapReduce, the data in the data analysis, if you want to analyze some data through MapReduce program, then it is over disk. The data is written and read over disk, and everybody knows that reading and writing on disk is much lower as compared to reading and writing from memory. So this is the reason that Spark is faster than MapReduce. And it has been observed, if we run the Spark jobs over the disk itself, in those cases also it is faster than MapReduce program. So Spark offers in-memory data analysis technology, so that is faster than MapReduce. But apart from that, you can analyze the data through the disk also. Even that is also faster in case of Sparks. That this is the reason that Spark is preferred way of doing the data analysis jobs as compared to the MapReduce programs. Who should use Spark? So I have already discussed that anybody who wants to do kind of a data analysis on top of big data, they can use Spark as a preferred way of technology to submit their data analysis job and get the outcome. If you mainly there are two types of people who can use Spark: data scientists and engineers. Data scientists are the group of people who are interested in doing some analysis on top of some data, on top of data, I would say on top of big data. So their industry is getting a lot of data in the size of GBs, in the size of TBs, in the size of petabytes. They are getting a lot of data and they want to understand what is the value of this data. They want to get some value out of this data. By value means something which can generate revenue for the company, the business benefits out of the data that they are receiving. They want to do those kind of analysis. It can be done through machine learning algorithms, and any kind of algorithm that they want to run, they can use Spark for running those kind of jobs. And engineers can use Spark for the processing of their application data, processing of application data. Like if their application is receiving a lot of data and they want to do some processing on top of data, they can use Spark for those kind of jobs. So primarily there are two types of people who can use Spark: data scientists and engineers. Let's discuss what are the components, or I would say what features Spark offers, why it is grabbing so much attention. It must be offering some unique functionalities, unique features. That's why it's getting very famous these days. That's why it's trending these days. So let's discuss what are some of the features that Spark offers that everybody is interested in learning Spark. So first feature is Spark SQL. Spark has inbuilt APIs, the native APIs to run native SQL queries. You can write your SQL structured query language, which you use it in your RDBMS, and you can submit SQL jobs on top of big data through Spark. So this is the great feature which Spark offers, that anybody, if you're already aware of SQL languages, SQL queries, you can write it in Spark and submit the job, and you can get that to the data analysis on top of big data. Another functionality which Spark offers is that you can combine SQL with your own algorithms. Like algorithms can be some Java program, it can be Python program, it can be Scala program. You can write your program in any language. You can use SQL queries within those. You can do the combination of both SQL plus algorithms, create your Spark jobs, and do the data analysis. This is another feature of Spark which has lot of advantages, that you can do combination of algorithms along with your queries to do any kind of data analysis. Another feature which Spark offers is MLlib. It has its own machine learning library which you can use to run your machine learning algorithms. So guys, what kind of machine learning algorithms could it be which data scientists use? Like, you must have seen, if you visit any website, then you start getting the similar offers and recommendations from Google when you visit another website or you do any kind of search on Google. So those are kind of machine learning algorithms which are developed by the companies for marketing. And campaigns. So everybody receives different offer. If you are searching something, you might get different ads. If anybody else is searching the same thing, they might get different ads. So these are the targeted ads. How Google come to know, okay, I want to target this particular user based on this ad. So these are all for that models are built, and models are built using machine learning algorithms, ML algorithm, machine learning algorithms. This is one of the examples. There are various other examples also for which machine learning libraries are used, and Spark offers it inbuilt. The MLlib, this feature is inbuilt within Spark, that you can directly use it and write your own algorithm for the machine learning. Another feature which Spark offers is Spark streaming. What is Spark streaming? What do you mean by streaming? Streaming means any data which you are receiving in real time. Data streaming in real time. Like your application logs. So once you run your application within any server, the logs are continuously generated for that application. So Spark streaming has very good APIs to analyze the stream of data. It can be stream of any kind of data. It can be logs or it can be MQs. MQs means messaging queues. You are getting messages on top of some queues and you want to analyze this real-time data. So if you want to analyze this real-time data, you can use Spark streaming. So this is again very good feature provided by Spark, that you can analyze your data in real time, which is also coming in real time. Continuous stream of data you can analyze in real time. Another feature which Spark offers is GraphX. GraphX is basically used for processing of graph. And what do you mean by graph? Graph means vertices connected through edges. So this is a simple graph, but in real scenarios the graphs are so complex that if you want to do the graph traversal, or you want to analyze some data which is in the form of a graph, it's a very computational intensive programs algorithms. But Spark offers its library GraphX, through which you can do graph processing very easily. So this is another library, another feature provided by Spark. So these are some of the features which Spark offers. Like the features, we have mainly discussed 4 features right now. First is a Spark SQL, then machine learning algorithms, then Spark streaming, and the last one is GraphX. So for these are some of the features for which Spark is getting very famous these days. Many people prefer to use Spark over MapReduce programs. It's kind of provide unified experience for the developers, because it offers everything built in. You don't need different libraries for your machine learning algorithms. You don't need different libraries or softwares for running SQL queries. You don't need different kind of systems for doing the graph analysis. Everything is something which Spark offers inbuilt. So it's kind of a unified experience for the data scientist or any developer. And if they need any new feature gets added to Spark, they can leverage it freely. And it's an open source project, so anyone can use it free of cost. You don't need to invest lot of amount to buy systems for doing different kind of data analysis. So these are all open source this is Spark is open source project, and you can use it anytime free of cost. Let's discuss another topic, Spark cluster managers. So guys, right now we are discussing all the topics in theory. We are also going to see practically that how these things work in the later sessions. So Spark cluster manager, so you must be aware, if you are familiar with the MapReduce programs, you must be aware that if you want to create your job using MapReduce program, you write your algorithm in MapReduce, then you submit the MapReduce algorithm over cluster. In case of MapReduce, it is Hadoop cluster, or we say Yarn cluster. You submit your algorithm to Yarn cluster, then the cluster provides resources in terms of CPU, in terms of RAM, in terms of which machine out of all the machines available in the cluster to run this MapReduce program. So everything is provided by the cluster. The algorithm runs and generates the output. So MapReduce runs only on the Yarn or Hadoop cluster. But for running the Spark jobs over cluster, you don't necessarily need a Yarn cluster or a Hadoop cluster. So this is also a great feature which Sparks provide, that even if you don't have a Hadoop cluster, you still can run Spark jobs. So if you don't necessarily need Yarn cluster or Hadoop cluster, then what all cluster Spark supports? So definitely Yarn cluster is supported, that you can create your Spark jobs and can submit to Yarn cluster or Hadoop cluster. Apart from Hadoop cluster, if you don't have this cluster, you can use standalone scheduler which Spark offers. So you can create your Spark job, submit your job to standalone scheduler which is provided by the Spark itself, and you can run your job, data analysis job. Another kind of cluster manager which Spark offers is, not Spark offers but supported through Spark, is Apache Miso. So these are three types of clusters on which you can run your Spark jobs. So that's it for the first session. So what we have covered is what is Spark, why it is fast, what features it offers, who should use Spark, and cluster managers. I hope you like this session, and we will discuss more tutorials on Spark in the later sessions. And guys, if you have any query related to this session, feel free to contact us on this email address. Thank you.